My son's kindergarten teacher impersonated me and became popular on a social media platform by secretly taking photos of my husband and son. Not only did she carry fake bags and wear fake jewelry to scam money, but she also sent my husband flirty messages late at night. I stopped my husband, who was preparing to contact legal services to file a lawsuit. She casually threw the fan group link into the wealthy ladies group. Family, isn't this more fun than playing mahjong? 1. Late at night, I was excitedly showing off the Donkey brand bag I got today in the wealthy ladies group. Then I heard Lin Ju's phone beep several times. Lin Ju and I have always been open about our privacy, so without thinking, I picked up the phone and unlocked it with my fingerprint. A WeChat message from a user named Jiao Jiao with a Pikachu avatar caught my eye. Thank you for helping me. The clothes are already washed. The accompanying picture shows a black suit jacket hanging in a girl's wardrobe, cleverly revealing half of the girl's body, and that thin spaghetti strap dress can't go any lower. I opened the original image and zoomed in, holding my phone as I stepped into our walk-in closet. Lin Ju dislikes wearing pure black suits. The only one he has was bought under my insistence when we got married. I stared at the suit hanging in our wardrobe, collecting dust, feeling a bit dazed. Just then, Lin Ju came out of the bathroom after taking a shower. Seeing me standing barefoot on the floor, he strode over and lifted me off the ground. He rubbed his nose against mine. Don't you want a sister anymore? It's so cold, you're not even wearing socks. I pouted and shoved my phone in front of his face, wearing a very justified expression. So, what's going on? Lin Ju took the phone, placed me on the bed with one hand, and then seriously looked at the content. What the hell, is this teacher crazy? I sat cross-legged on the bed, arms crossed in a questioning manner. What do you mean? After Lin Ju threw his phone, he scooted over to me and spoke with a sense of grievance. Last week, when you went out to play with that lady, I went to pick up our son. Who knew that this unfamiliar teacher would just trip and fall right in front of me, landing in a puddle from the rain? So you heroically saved her by giving her your coat? I replied casually. Of course not. How could I give her my six-figure suit jacket? I thought it was a bit suspicious that the teacher fell for no reason, but I didn't want to just walk away. So I gave her the coat of our driver, Xiao Li. I let out an "oh," clearly a bit skeptical. She insisted on adding me on WeChat, and your son was crying for his mom. I panicked and added her. You're not mad, are you, dear? Lin Ju blinked his eyes, snuggled into my arms, and acted cute. I rolled my eyes and gave him a light slap on the back. Who knows if it's because young Master Lin has been through a garden of flowers, leaving a trail of affection, causing that young girl to misunderstand. Lin Ju kissed me with a big smile. Seeing that I wasn't angry, he hugged me tightly. I was amused by him, reached for my phone, and casually opened my moments. 2. Opening the girl's moments. It looked like it was meticulously arranged, just waiting for you to flip through. Beautiful selfies from P, various travel scenery, late-night emotional captions, and her various interests and hobbies. I scrolled through the selfies, and Lin Ju leaned against me, looking along as well, occasionally commenting, "The current P photo editing software is really amazing, even your own mother wouldn't recognize you." I laughed and gave him a light hit to make him stop talking. We flipped through the entire moments. And not even a landmark building appeared. This girl was quite cautious. I tried searching for her WeChat name on Weibo. The girl had a rabbit emoji after the name Jiao Jiao, and it popped up right away, but her Weibo was empty. Just as I started to realize that I was being overly sensitive, and that digging into someone else's information was quite boring and creepy. Jiao Jiao sent a WeChat message. "Mr. Lin, can I invite you to dinner alone tomorrow? I have prepared a small gift as a token of appreciation." It also came with a cute and shy emoji of a little girl. Oh, this is getting interesting. "Mr. Lin, I really want to treat you to a meal." I deliberately spoke sweetly to Lin Ju in a high-pitched voice. Lin Ju rolled his eyes and was about to snatch the phone to confront that teacher when I stopped him. I instantly got interested and replied in a tone mimicking Lin Ju's domineering style, "No need. It's just a small favor. Seeing my reply, the girl quickly responded, "Sorry, Mr. Lin, because it's the first time someone has been this nice to me, I'm a bit touched." She attached a crying emoji. So she's trying to create an orphan persona here. The girl's level is a bit low. Lin Ju, leaning against me, no longer wanted to watch me chat with her and had a somewhat dark expression, wanting me to directly block and delete her. I acted cute and pushed him into the study. I knew Lin Ju was annoyed by girls who didn't know their limits, so it was better not to see it. I would handle it myself. I didn't continue to reply to that teacher. Instead, I opened her Weibo again. Her Weibo was empty, but she had quite a few followers. I opened the following list, excluded some automatically followed marketing accounts, and found a few suspicious targets. After checking one by one, I finally found this girl's alternate account under a comment from a mutual friend. Honestly, I was shocked when I looked at it. This girl's alternate account had hundreds of posts, all similar to blogs documenting the daily life of a couple in love, updated regularly every day, with hundreds of comments below envying her good husband. So this girl is already married. I was even more puzzled. After browsing through dozens of posts, I found one where her husband bought her a bag on Weibo. Following the comments from netizens, I discovered she also had a Douyin account. Her account on Douyin has the same name as her Weibo account, and I followed the clues to find her main Douyin account. She is actually a little internet celebrity, with 500,000 followers, and has already activated her live streaming feature. 3. I couldn't help but marvel at how extraordinary this girl is, so I casually opened her first video. I stared in confusion at the video, which featured various angles of my husband and son interacting at kindergarten, all set to a soft background music, with millions of likes. She claimed to be a wealthy lady married into a prominent family, said her husband gives her 500,000 in pocket money, and that she is spoiled by her son, spending her days having afternoon tea with her friends. Isn't she just talking about me? How did it become her? I didn't disturb Lin Ju and continued scrolling down, until I came across the photo of the suit jacket she sent to my husband. I instantly felt a chill run down my spine. Why does he have to put his domineering suit into my pink skirt? I really can't do anything about it. Fans below, what kind of fairy tale plot is this RRR? I felt a chill and continued scrolling. A caption for a photo secretly taken of our car. The birthday gift he bought for me. He said I should sit in the Maybach and smile. A side profile photo of my son taken at kindergarten. My dear son told his dad that mom looks very beautiful today. A photo of my husband waiting at kindergarten to pick up our son. He came with me to pick up the child today. He said he would take me to eat Japanese food. Each post had countless fan comments. I scrolled through over 100 and almost believed it myself. Looking at the date the video was filmed, it seems to have started updating about a year ago. Although it is often Lin Ju who picks up our son, I do know a few of his teachers, and I don't remember this girl. Because Lin Ju has been flying abroad this year, and knowing that I love to have fun, he hired a nanny, which means we have both rarely gone to the kindergarten to pick up our son this year. So starting this year, this so-called wealthy lady began to update some pictures of bags and jewelry, and rarely took photos of my husband and son anymore. Of course, the bags and jewelry are fake. Just as I was feeling a bit calmer, I saw the background picture on her social media profile, which turned out to be our family's detached villa. Looking at the latest video comment, that background picture was updated 3 days ago. This means she already knows where we live and is aware of my existence. Isn't this just a clear case of dreaming and getting addicted to wanting to rise in status? 4. Lin Ju. I shouted loudly, startling Lin Ju, who rushed out of the study. Seeing my terrified expression, he immediately held me in his arms without saying a word. A while ago, when the company went public, there were always some ill-intentioned people causing trouble, so as soon as Lin Ju sensed something was wrong with me, he became extremely anxious. He gently comforted me. And only after I spoke did he ask me what was wrong. I threw my phone at him to show. After a long time, He had a gloomy face that looked like he wanted to kill someone, patted my head, stood up, and called his assistant. 5 minutes later, all the information about the female teacher was sent to the computer. She was just an ordinary private kindergarten teacher, in her 20s, a college graduate, with an average family background, and her looks were just a bit over 7 points, yet she had always been rated as an excellent teacher. I guessed correctly, she had indeed just been transferred to my son's class. No wonder I didn't recognize her. I looked at Lin Ju, who had a dark expression, exuding a terrifying aura. My own phone on the table was buzzing non-stop. It was Mrs. Zhao from the Rich Ladies group, who had just met a male model. Seeing that I, who usually loved to look at handsome guys, hadn't spoken for a long time, she frantically tagged me in the group, and I casually replied, "Sue her, I'll contact the legal department, but the judgment might not be much." Lin Ju turned to look at me, and I nodded. "Are you okay, Shin? Have you gone bankrupt? You're not even replying to messages." I picked up the ringing phone and saw the voice message from Mrs. Zhao, which was a deadly 30-second audio clip. Suddenly, a flash of inspiration struck me, and I stopped Lin Ju from making the call he hadn't dialed yet. The best way to take revenge on someone is to wait for them to make a bigger mistake. I immediately sent the link to the Little Internet Celebrity Teachers fan group to the Rich Ladies group. Although I am indeed a lady who married into a wealthy family, it is also because my family was originally a wealthy family. If you want to play with me, you will end up in a very ugly situation. 5. Oh. This little internet celebrity is quite capable. If I had known earlier, I would have shown off my little male model at home. I could definitely become popular too. As soon as Mrs. Zhao saw the message I sent, she directly called the group. Chin, what do you want to do? Mrs. Zhu, who has the best relationship with our family, is also the smartest and probably already understood my intention. Yes, just let us know what we need to do. The remaining few also replied in the group. I hung up the voice call and sent my 3 accounts from a certain app to the group. I want you to help me fan the flames. The more she gets carried away, the more her mistakes will be exposed. Beep beep beep. A certain app sent a message notification. Mrs. Zhu, Mrs. Zhao, and Mrs. Li all joined the female teachers fan group together. Welcome to the new fans in the group. Mrs. Lin will occasionally send red envelopes. The fan group administrator sent a welcome message, followed by other online fans flooding the chat with their welcomes. How much will the red envelopes be? Mrs. Zhao asked straightforwardly, without beating around the bush. It ranges from 100 to 1,000, the administrator replied in the group. So it's just 1,000. There are 500 people in this group. That's only $2 per person. Mrs. Li's way of delivering a mental blow. The administrator probably didn't expect anyone to stir up trouble, and after a moment of hesitation, replied, "Newcomers, please be mindful of your words and actions. I've never seen someone complain about the amount of a red envelope after grabbing it. If you have the ability, why not send one yourself?" After the administrator posted, the fans defending the master in the group started to speak up. Yes. Our Mrs. Lin is a wealthy lady. She can send as much as she wants. If you have the ability, go ahead and send one yourself. I think these people are just jealous that Mrs. Lin married a good husband. Beep. Huakai Banshaw sent out a red envelope of 10,000 yuan. Alright. I have the ability to send one myself. I stared in disbelief as Mrs. Zhao made her move like a tiger. 10,000 yuan was like 1 yuan to her, and she just sent it out without hesitation. Wow, you really don't treat money as money. I hurriedly sent a message to Mrs. Zhao to prevent her from impulsively throwing out another 10 or 8,000. To my surprise, Mrs. Zhao replied casually, "Just wait and see the show." A 10,000 yuan red envelope was snatched up in 5 seconds. The group fell silent for 2 minutes, and the person who grabbed the most actually took over 2,000. Huakai Banxia, wow, you are so generous. Someone who grabbed a lot spoke up first. Oh my, I grabbed several hundred. Oh my, what kind of fairy lady is this? Me too. Thank you so much. Huakai Banxia. As more and more messages of thanks to Mrs. Zhao appeared in the group, the situation quickly got out of control, and the administrator had to step in to maintain order. This is Mrs. Lin's fan group, please recognize the main person. Oh, now you remember the main person. Why didn't you say anything when you were grabbing the red envelope? Mrs. Zhao directly posted a screenshot of the red envelope grab, and the administrator actually grabbed 1,000 yuan. The administrator was left speechless, and I sent a thumbs up emoji to Mrs. Zhao. Beep, the group owner has arrived. Today the group is so lively. I noticed that my teacher, who is noted as Mrs. Lin, has come in. I guess she must be lurking in the background. You are Mrs. Lin. You claim to be a wealthy lady worth over 100 million. Yet you only gave such a small red envelope. You should at least give a few tens of thousands to show your sincerity. Don't tell me you're just pretending. Mrs. Zhu made her entrance, using provocation to get people heated up. After Mrs. Zhu sent the message, the group fell silent as a chicken, and no fans came out to defend her. Who doesn't understand the principle of being soft on those who feed you and short on those who give you things? This baby. I don't know where you heard the false news, but I am the genuine Mrs. Lin. HMPH, how shameless. Beep. Mrs. Lin sent out a red envelope of 20,000 yuan. Thank you all for your continued support. Mr. Lin specifically asked me to thank everyone. 20,000 yuan, gone in 10 seconds. Mrs. Zhao sent me a message. Sister likes straightforwardness. Let's first trick her out of 20,000, enough to keep her awake tonight. I've seen it. Although she has 500,000 fans. She has only taken 2 ads, and the quotes are not high. This 20,000 will make her work for a year for free. Mrs. Zhu replied in the group. And once she opens the door with this 20,000, she can forget about posting 1 or 200 to fool people again. Mrs. Li also chimed in. I was so impressed that I almost bowed my head to the 3 sisters in the group. 6. After the commotion in the group yesterday, I decided to personally go to the kindergarten. I specifically drove that Maybach and parked it in the most prominent spot at the school. I arrived early, more than an hour before school ended, and there were only a few parents like me waiting for their children on campus. I strolled around the school playground and amusement area, and based on the photos taken by the female teacher, I found several places that matched the photos, taking pictures to document them one by one. As the school dismissal time approached, I followed the crowd to the classroom door to wait, deliberately standing at the back of the line. When the school bell rang, the doors of each class opened simultaneously. I watched as the female teacher walked out of the classroom, first glancing around at the parents with a look of disappointment in her eyes, but suddenly her expression brightened as if she had seen a lifeline. I guessed she saw the Maybach and thought Lin Ju had arrived. Parents, please don't push, let's line up to pick up the children. The female teacher was all smiles, and her voice became cheerful. After a few minutes of waiting, it was finally my turn. I think she didn't recognize my face at first and smiled as she asked me, which child's parent are you? I raised my head and smiled at her, saying in the most ordinary tone, Lin Zishuan's mother. I watched her eyes filled with shock, panic, and a faint calmness. And the smile on her face completely collapsed. I looked at her and said, thank you, Teacher Yang, for taking care of our son Zishuan. I will come to pick him up from now on. Ah, what about Mr. Lin? Yang Jiaojiao blurted out, and only after saying it did she realize she was too impatient, trying to make up for it, but I didn't give her the chance. Oh, you mean Zishuan's dad? He has to work abroad now and won't be coming back. Ah, oh, I see. Yang Jiaojiao's face couldn't hide her disappointment. When Zishuan saw his mother, he ran out of the classroom, and I pretended to leave with the child. Zishuan's mom, wait a moment. I knew Yang Jiaojiao wouldn't let me take the child so easily after all. Once I left, she would never have the chance to get close to Linju again. I stood outside the classroom with the child, and Yang Jiaojiao called another teacher to help her. She slipped into the classroom and came out with a paper bag. Zishuan's mom. This is the clothing Mr. Lin left with me. Please help me give it to him. Oh, so this is the clothing left with you. This little green tea really knows how to talk. I wasn't as angry as she imagined, I just smiled slightly and took it over. Teacher Yang, I think you are mistaken. My child's father dislikes wearing black suits the most. I calmly handed the paper bag back to her. Yang Jiao was taken aback for a moment, then hurriedly said, "That's impossible." He personally handed me the clothes that day, and he even told me not to catch a cold. I looked at her, her expression a mix of innocence and a bit of pride. If this was someone unaware of the truth, she would probably have been provoked into an argument at home by now. "Hey! Mother Zihan, I'm over here." I waved to a group of parents from the neighboring class. A slightly plump, somewhat fierce-looking mother saw me greeting her and happily walked over. "Oh. Mrs. Lin is here to pick up her child after school too." I nodded and handed the paper bag in Yang Jiao's hand to her. "Mother Zihan, this should be Xiao Li's clothes. Teacher Yang said it's been with her for quite a while, you can take it back." Mother Zihan is the wife of the driver, Xiao Li. After I finished speaking, I turned to look at Yang Jiao. She stood there with a dazed expression, momentarily unable to react. She probably didn't expect Lin Ju to give her the driver's clothes. How did Xiao Li's clothes end up here? Just a couple of days ago, I was wondering why he couldn't find a piece of clothing. Turns out it was taken by Teacher Yang. Xiao Li's wife glanced at Yang Jiao, and her expression instantly turned a bit unpleasant. "Yes, just now Teacher Yang said that Xiao Li gave her the clothes, because he was afraid she would catch a cold." I casually repeated Yang Jiao's words to Xiao Li's wife, while standing nearby. "Oh. Our Xiao Li is really considerate, knowing to give clothes to other women, but he doesn't even think to add a piece of clothing for the child." Xiao Li's wife spoke loudly, and just then, Zihan happened to sneeze. Many people turned to look over at the commotion. Yang Jiao was blocked at the door by me and Xiao Li's wife, unable to leave. That's right. A couple of days ago, Teacher Yang even sent a message to our child's dad in the middle of the night, almost making me misunderstand. I deliberately raised my voice, and the people around me began to discuss my words. "Teacher Yang, you don't have a boyfriend, do you? Would you like me to introduce one to you? It would be good to keep you from constantly taking clothes and sending messages, thinking about someone else's husband." Xiao Li's wife spoke very directly. Yang Jiao, being a young girl, who had just started working, instantly turned red in the face when Xiao Li's wife said that. And tears began to well up in her eyes. I gave Xiao Li's wife a look, and she understood, leading the child away while saying, "Oh, it's really not easy to be a woman nowadays, having to guard against fire, theft, and even kindergarten teachers." After Xiao Li's wife left, the crowd gradually dispersed, leaving only me and Yang Jiao. I looked at her and slowly sized her up from head to toe. "Teacher Yang, how does it feel to be pointed at by others? If you don't want to experience it again, please take care of yourself." I left with my son under Yang Jiao's astonished gaze. Who would have thought that as soon as I got home, Lin Ju sent me a WeChat message. "Mr. Lin, I mean no harm, I just want to thank you for helping me. If I made Zishuan's mother misunderstand, I apologize to her. I don't want you to be misunderstood by her as well. Oh, this girl really has no intention of giving up." She took everything I just said as mere wind in her ears. I originally planned to just warn her, but now I see that there's no need to treat the enemy with courtesy anymore. 7. I reorganized the photos I took at the kindergarten, added a few taken at home, and directly created an account similar to Yang Jiao's, also investing some promotional funds into it. In less than a day, my secondary account gained over 200,000 followers. I then reported Yang Jiao's account. Although the appeal was unsuccessful, it resulted in her account being banned for 7 days. During those 7 days, she would not be able to send any messages, and her account would be subject to traffic restrictions. I will take advantage of these 7 days to release a large number of videos similar to hers, each with millions of views. After all, what I post is all true, and I have hired a professional editor. using various slow-motion background music that captivates people irresistibly. In less than 3 days, the number of followers on my secondary account surpassed the account she had nurtured for over a year. After I unexpectedly went viral, fans of Yang Jiaojiao's account began to question plagiarism in the comments of my videos. I specifically made a response video and pinned it to the homepage, which gained me tens of thousands of new followers. To all my concerned fans, due to some irreversible issues with the main account of Mrs. Lin's High Society Daily Life, I am moving all videos to this account and will no longer use the main account. Please don't get lost. If you provoke me, I will take away your most important thing. I established a new fan group, and with the guidance of several sisters in the socialite circle, most of the fans from Yang Jiaojiao's account followed my secondary account. Even the administrator of that group joined the new group. Yang Jiaojiao's account has essentially become a complete waste. Even her previous business clients came to my new account to find me. I earned back all the promotional expenses with just 2 deals. I guess Yang Jiaojiao, hiding behind her phone, must be furious. But what can she do if she's angry? She can't report me for impersonation, can she? I took my husband's phone and sent her a WeChat message. Teacher Yang, you didn't listen to my advice before. Are you satisfied now? Yang Jiaojiao did not reply to me, and 5 minutes later, I was blocked by her. A week later, I found a new school for my son, and when I went to the original kindergarten to handle the procedures, I learned that Yang Jiaojiao had been expelled from the kindergarten. It turned out that the video of me and Mrs. Xiao Li confronting her was posted in the kindergarten's large group, causing dissatisfaction among many parents. Which also led to complaints about Yang Jiaojiao's poor teaching ability and bad temper. The higher-ups at the kindergarten took it very seriously, and Yang Jiaojiao had no choice but to pack her things and leave. I was a bit surprised and suddenly thought of something, so I hurriedly called Lin Ju. Was the kindergarten video incident you're doing? I asked him. There was silence on the other end of the phone for a while, and after a long time, he finally responded with a Did you already know about the trouble Yang Jiaojiao was causing? Yes. Was Mrs. Xiao Li also arranged by you? Yeah. I was so angry that I laughed. Damn it. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I was planning to solve it myself. Suddenly, there was no sound on the other end of the phone, but I heard a familiar voice in my ear. I turned around and saw Lin Ju walking over from behind the car, holding the phone and looking at me with a silly grin. I pretended to be angry and turned my head away from him, but he hugged me from behind, kissed my neck, and said pitifully, I originally wanted to solve it myself, but then I realized that being pampered by my wife feels really good. Lin Ju let go of me and stood in front of me, speaking very seriously, Chin, I always thought I could protect you well, but after experiencing the company going public and now this matter, I realized that I am not as strong as I imagined. I responded with an and he continued, I realized that you are stronger than I imagined. Of course. My family has gone through the same thing. My dad and mom supported each other, so I'm definitely not a flower in a greenhouse. Lin Ju hugged me again, leaning gloomily on my shoulder. Okay, from now on, my husband will rely on my wife to protect me. 8. After the incident with Yang Jiaojiao, my son adapted well to the new kindergarten, and my secondary account maintained a frequency of 1 update per week, occasionally sending red envelopes, with a steady increase in followers. Unfortunately, life was only calm for a short while before another problem arose. That day, my son and I were spending the weekend at home, when someone suddenly knocked on the door of the villa from the outside. I opened the door to find a young couple dressed in rural attire. Without saying a word, they walked into the house, and I hurriedly stepped forward to block them. They were shouting for Yang Jiaojiao, and I felt a sense of foreboding. I quickly called Lin Ju, who told me to put it on speakerphone and rushed home. I'm sorry, but you've got the wrong place. Yang Jiaojiao doesn't live here. I settled my son in the upstairs bedroom, and went downstairs alone to deal with them. That's impossible. Jiaojiao gave me this address. She said she married the company president, and told me to come here to find her. The man among the couple gulped down the water I poured, looking like he had traveled a long way. Exactly, Jiao Jiao wouldn't lie to us. Jiao Jiao said she lives here. Who are you? The woman stared at me, her demeanor making it seem like I was the outsider. I am the owner of this house. May I ask who you are in relation to young Jiao Jiao? I had to clarify the situation first. The man looked at me suspiciously, and it was still that woman who spoke quickly. We are Jiao Jiao's brother-in-law and sister-in-law. It's been a while since she sent money home, and her nephew is about to pay tuition, so we came to find her. So they are a vampire family. No wonder young Jiao Jiao would do such things. You are Jiao Jiao's friend, right? Why don't you pay the money for her, and well leave right away, the man said. I had never seen such shameless people. Beep. The door of the villa was opened from the outside, and Linju rushed in with an anxious look, quickly shielding me behind him and watching the two people warily. I tugged at his sleeve and quietly explained the whole situation. Linju's expression eased a little. Hey. You must be Jiao Jiao's husband. We've seen the photos, it's you. Suddenly, the woman pointed at Linju with surprise and then stepped forward to look him up and down. Jiao Jiao really knows how to find a man. He looks like a wealthy person at first glance, the woman exclaimed sincerely. I was shocked. How could young Jiao Jiao deceive even her family? What on earth does she want to do? Before I could explain, Linju darkly said. I don't know how young Jiao Jiao deceived you. She is just our child's kindergarten teacher, and has nothing to do with me. If you don't leave here, the police will come to explain it to you. When the man heard Linju's words, he was stunned for a moment, then suddenly felt as if the sky had fallen, rushing over to argue with Linju. You're talking nonsense. I see you want to abandon Jiao Jiao, and be with this woman. Today, I will teach you a lesson as her brother. The man said, raising his fist as if to fight. I forgot to mention, Linju had learned boxing for a few years and had done quite well, winning several medals. I stood behind him, watching this unreasonable couple, who could only suck the blood of their younger sister, Phew. Linju quickly dealt with the couple, and just as he was about to throw them out. Brother. Young Jiao Jiao arrived. I crossed my arms and watched as young Jiao Jiao cried like a pear blossom in the rain in front of Linju, while her brother and sister-in-law were yelling at her to explain clearly. Mr. Lin. I'm sorry. I really don't know what to do. I'm completely at a loss. Young Jiao Jiao kept apologizing to Linju as if she couldn't see me. I raised my eyebrows and peeked out from behind Linju, looking at young Jiao Jiao, who was wearing exquisite makeup and a tight black miniskirt. Why is this girl always so unrepentant? Ahem, Miss Yang, we can't always be taking advantage of a single sheep, can we? If my husband really had feelings for you, I would admit it. Since he doesn't, the more you act this way, the less valuable you become in a man's eyes. Linju silently took a step back, and I squatted down next to young Jiao Jiao, looking at her smudged makeup. And lifted my hand to remove her nearly falling off false eyelashes. Young Jiao Jiao bit her lip, tears streaming down her face as if they were free. Mrs. Lin, what do you mean by that? I sighed. As a girl, we should learn to have self-respect and self-love. It seemed my words provoked young Jiao Jiao. She changed from her previous weakness, her eyes filled with grievance and unwillingness. Self-respect and self-love. Only rich people like you can say that. I earn 6,000 a month, have to send 4,000 home, and can only live in a basement eating instant noodles. Why can you marry into a wealthy family and become a fairy? Well, I look good too, so why can't I? We can marry into wealthy families, because our families are wealthy to begin with, dear sister. There are no such good things in this world. When I accompanied him to start a business, it was so difficult, and when our family went bankrupt and restructured, it was so hard. You never understood that. Just because I am a wealthy lady, you say I can only rely on my husband as a vase. Do you think that's fair to us? I looked at young Jiao Jiao helplessly. After listening to my words, she seemed a bit dazed and momentarily collapsed, as if something she had been holding together suddenly shattered, leaving her looking as if her soul had been sucked away. Seeing her slumped on the ground, I surprisingly felt a bit soft-hearted. I pulled Lin Ju aside and quietly paid Yang Jiao Jiao's brother and sister-in-law, sending the couple away to prevent them from taking any extreme actions against her. Then I pulled Yang Jiao Jiao up from the ground, pressed her onto the sofa, and called for the cleaning staff to tidy up the house. Later, I slipped 2,000 yuan to Yang Jiao Jiao. Find a good job, be a bit ruthless and cut ties with your family. Maybe life will be a little better. Yang Jiao Jiao looked at me with a complex expression. I pushed her out the door, closed it, and only turned back after watching her leave. Won't what you're doing be helping the wicked? Lin Ju's voice sounded behind me. I stood still, shaking my head. 9. It was about half a year later that I encountered Yang Jiao Jiao again. Lin Ju's company had some issues, and I wasn't in a good mood. I didn't mention anything to my family, thinking I would save a bit to get through the tough times. I took a taxi to a place a bit farther from home to buy groceries, where the vegetables were cheaper than those in the supermarket. As I was coming out of the market with the groceries, I happened to run into Yang Jiao Jiao coming out of the nearby office building. She called out to me first. We sat in a cafe, and I noticed that she had changed a lot. She no longer wore dresses that highlighted her figure, but had switched to simple long clothes and pants, and her hair was also tied up. She handed me an envelope filled with money. Mrs. Lin, thank you. I have completely cut ties with my family. I smiled as I took the money, and it was clear that she was genuinely grateful to me, which made me happy for her as well. Actually, I was just infatuated at that time. I really didn't like Mr. Lin like that, Yang Jiao Jiao said somewhat shyly. I am currently working at an early education center here, so if there's anything I can help with, feel free to ask me. Yang Jiao Jiao handed me a business card. She is now a popular teacher at the early education center. She opened her phone to show me a certain app, and it was all her own early childhood education experiences. With her beauty and sweet talk, she had already accumulated over 1 million followers, which was much more than what she could earn by impersonating me at that time. I only earned 20,000 at that time, and then I was tricked by people in the group to give it all away. After that, my account was gone. I gently took a sip from my coffee cup, and awkwardly laughed a couple of times. I didn't tell her that the fans who tricked her into sending red envelopes were people I had found. Beep beep beep. Yang Jiao Jiao answered a phone call, smiling sweetly. Is it your boyfriend? I asked. Yes, he works in the same building as our company, Yang Jiao Jiao said. I nodded, glanced at the time, and realized it was time to go home to pick up my child, so I stood up to say goodbye to Yang Jiao Jiao. Mrs. Lin, Mr. Lin is a good man. Yang Jiao Jiao left a sentence, waved goodbye to me, and walked into the office building. I saw her boyfriend waiting for her at the door, and they were holding hands sweetly. 10. When I took a taxi home, it was already getting dark. Lin Ju unusually had no social engagements tonight, and had prepared dinner early at home waiting for me. I looked at the table full of delicious food. Although my appetite hasn't been great lately, I still showed a surprised expression and ran over to hug Lin Ju. I nestled in his arms, not speaking for a long time. I listened to the heartbeat in his chest and felt the warmth in his embrace, and much of my recent fatigue faded away. What's wrong? Did you miss your husband after just one day? Lin Ju joked with a smile, picking me up horizontally and placing me on the dining chair, feeding me the freshly made dishes. I ran into Yang Jiao Jiao today. I was quite happy that she seems to be doing well now, and she even thanked me. I took a sip of soup and told Lin Ju about today's events. Lin Ju nodded, looking a bit down. I noticed something was off and cautiously asked, "What's wrong, husband? Is the project not going well?" "Wife?" Lin Ju called me, and I put down my chopsticks and looked at him seriously. What if I said the company's situation isn't very good? Lin Ju looked at me, his expression not looking too good. I was taken aback for a moment, then smiled. If the company isn't doing well, then you'll just have to be our family's living son-in-law. Alright, you're waiting for me here. Lin Ju picked me up, startling me into a loud cry. After a long while, Lin Ju leaned against me and handed me a piece of paper. I focused my eyes on it. Project bid document. Did you secure the investment? I was so excited that I almost jumped up. Ah, how dare you trick me. I was so excited that I wanted to hit Lin Ju. I'm going to get some red wine to celebrate. Lin Ju ran off quite quickly. I looked at his back, smiling so widely that I couldn't close my mouth, when suddenly his phone rang. I took it over to take a look. It was something work-related. But when I was about to turn off the phone, I suddenly saw Yang Jiao's name in the WeChat list. I opened the WeChat records and saw that they had stopped chatting today. What are you looking at? Lin Ju came over with a wine glass, and I smiled and said it was nothing. As I took the wine glass, I smelled the aroma of red wine and suddenly felt a wave of nausea, rushing to the bathroom to dry heave. Lin Ju hurriedly followed, looking anxious and asking me what was wrong. Lin Ju, I'm pregnant. I said to him calmly. Lin Ju was stunned for a second, then quickly reacted, almost jumping up with excitement, tightly hugging me, nearly crying with joy. He then rushed into our son's room, regardless of whether our son was awake or not, shouting loudly, "Son, you're going to be a big brother." I smiled as I watched his back, tears falling uncontrollably. Lin Ju. I didn't tell you I was pregnant, because I was afraid it would distract you, yet you noticed I was in a bad mood and specially arranged for Yang Jiao to cheer me up. It turns out that love really does consider the other person wholeheartedly. Now I understand the words Yang Jiao said when she said goodbye. Lin Ju, I love you.